Fog Entertainment guys, back again with another movie review. We're going solo, low. No Jason Derulo in this video, or anybody else, it's just me, and we're looking at the movie Infinite. Now, the past week, 6 days, whatever, I've been on holiday, not much internet, so you've had to rely on the Freeview TV. There's been no Disney Plus, there's been no Netflix, there's been no Amazon Prime. This movie came straight for Film 4 yesterday. Started at 9 o'clock. That's kind of got no relevance to the actual review of the movie, but we have Infinite, and it kicks off. Well, it's in 2021. This movie came out. I'm going to assume it got filmed over COVID, maybe delayed or something. Not really too sure, but this movie was interesting, but I think for the most part it was a mess. Right, a movie with Mark Wahlberg's always interesting because I do like big Mark Wahlberg, but I felt like this movie was just really, really weird. And we're going to get straight into it. But we kick off, we've got this car chase, we've got these three people. This guy who's got a cut, he manages to sort himself out with a cigarette lighter, burns it closed, and we're thinking, is that going to have any significance? It does. He then crashes, he's hanging on to the top of a crane. We then have another couple that pull in because they need to look inside, whatever that means. What sort of hidden message is that? They then get took out by a truck, and I believe who was driving this truck, that is none other than Bedhurst 2020, and he's played by Chiwetel Ejiofor. So yeah, I mean, Marky Mark and the Fruity Bunch, this movie was quite weird. And then straight after this, we are introduced to Mark Wahlberg's character, Evan Macaulay, and he's been diagnosed with schizophrenia. And you're probably sitting here thinking at this point, this is probably one of the most retarded openings to a movie ever, because the opening, like 15 minutes, like the car chase, like I just talked about, it really serves no purpose to the movie until the end. And that's weird. It's almost weird that they would go ahead and do that. It really is. But we're introduced to him. He goes for a wee job interview. It doesn't go according to plan. He's like, "You guys are never going to hire somebody who has schizophrenia and all these mental health illnesses." And I was like, "Damn, man, not good whatsoever." But essentially, the schizophrenia that he has got is because he gets reincarnated. He's been so many people across his life. He's been a Japanese samurai warrior. He's been a Russian. He served in the French Revolution. All this crazy shit, man. He does this like magical, like he builds this sword for this guy in order to pay for his meds. But then like when they're paying him like 5 bottles light, he counts it. He's like, oh, gunpowder, 75%, whatever the fucking 13% lead. Some crazy numbers get fired out here. But then they start threatening the woman that's in the building, and then he loses it, cuts the guy's fingers off, escapes. He then gets arrested. He is being interrogated by Bathurst 2020, but then he is saved by Nora Brightman. And I think the movie, it's like an intriguing watch, but see, trying to pay attention like to what's going on, it is a wee bit confusing for the whole gimmick of like there's all these multiple personalities and all that good stuff. And at this point, I mean, there is a few well-known actors in this. We've got Jason Mantzoukas in here, of course, played Pimento on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Really enjoyed him in Brooklyn. I mean, I preferred him in Brooklyn Nine-Nine to this movie, but he kind of felt like the same character in a weird way. But he's the guy who's come up with the experiment in order to sort him out, get him back. If he can remember all of his previous things, maybe it'll give them an idea of to where the almighty stone is. And you guessed it, guys. Where's the stone? The stone is inside the body of the guy from the beginning. His body has been found by Bathurst 2020 and Agent Shin. They've found it, they've got it, but by the end of it, Mark Wahlberg has to do what he has to do. Even Macaulay, damn it. And he ends up sacrificing himself. We do get another scene where the Kovic guy like wipes out most of Bathurst's team, and then he gets killed by the Bathurst himself, and it's like, oh, don't you just wiped out a full squad and the one guy kills you. Come on, man. But Mark Wahlberg, in the end, he gets reincarnated and everyone realises it's him. Happy days. Just a weird movie, guys. Weird movie. I mean, normally, I would have a lot more to say, but it's just a bit of a it's a bit of a clusterfuck. It's like, here, how about we create this movie? This guy's got schizophrenia, but in reality, he doesn't, and he has all these. He's just been reincarnated, and he can remember them all loosely and vividly. So that's pretty much what this movie is. I thought I'd review it. I mean, I'm going to get a 4 out of 10. I don't think a 4 out of 10 is particularly bad, but it was a wee bit batshit crazy, and I don't recommend it, to be honest. But I wouldn't say it was a bad movie. It's entertaining, but if you're looking for like a good story and like, this ain't the one for you, mate.